Hi, welcome to the Last 60 Best 60, a video series I created for my friends and my community to inspire us to finish our year strong so that when we make that transition into the new year, which everyone does and everyone talks about resolutions and new habits and all these things, that we are in our best state of mind and we've been conditioning ourselves to work on our lives and choose the things that are important. So today I wanted to just talk about gift giving. So for many of us, this is a time of year of gift giving for the holidays. But gift giving is something that you might think about all year round. I would love to know your tips for gift giving. I'm going to share mine. Sometimes the best gifts don't cost money, so I'm really open to that. So I'm not talking about the buying, but I encourage us to start from our understanding of languages of love. Because that's the thing, is like gifts are our way of saying in our actions or our physical gift to another person what they mean to us or how they've impacted our lives. And so when you think about a gift and who you're giving it to, think about what is your language of love and what is their language of love. And I'll just go over very briefly, and I'll put the link to a more detailed website that talks about the languages of love, and you can take a little quiz that tells you what your language of love is. But they are words of affirmation. So that could be, good job, you made such a difference in my life. And saying that can mean so much to someone if that is their language of love. It sounds great always, but it really impacts and goes into and really touches that heart space for someone for whom that's their language of love. Acts of service, so that could be offering to do something for someone, and it could be the daily kind of offering to do something. So as a gift, it might be that you do a task, and for someone whose language is acts of service, it means the world to them that you would do something for them. The third one is our very traditional receiving gifts, and that, it is something that you have chosen for them. And it's really not about the dollar value. It is about the actual wrapping something up that you've thought about is right for this person, and that they're actually opening up a gift and feeling the delight or the surprise or the joy in what you've given them. So the reason why I know it's my language of love is not because of how I feel about receiving gifts, although I love to receive gifts. It's actually, I know that it's my language of love because I love to wrap and give like a physical gift to someone. That just thrills me. And I, over the years, have spent hundreds of dollars on wrapping paper and gift bags and bows, and like that just delights me to prepare something, and I get so much joy out of giving that gift to someone. The fourth one is quality time. On a daily basis of spending time with someone and giving them your full attention. It could also be in the gift giving, so whether it's holiday or birthday, that you actually spend quality time together, that is part of the experience of your gift. And it's not necessarily about like, oh, I'm going to take you to the movies, but it's really like planning that day and having that time for that person, where it's not like, and by the way, it's going to be like our 5 friends who's going. The person whose love language is quality of time wants to be your one and only focus. And that's quite a gift to that person. It means a lot to them. And then lastly, the fifth language of love is physical touch, and that could be like our day-to-day like hugs and physical affirmations and our physical connections with people. And it could just be like sitting really close or holding hands. And that too is a part of the gift giving process. And sometimes when someone lives far away and you've sent them the most amazing like box of books or whatever that you think that they would like, but their language is physical touch, a visit or an airplane ticket to have them visit you, and being in your physical space and touch is actually the most important gift. So think about that as you're planning your gift giving, because one, if you're speaking the right language to that person and there's a fluency there, they'll get it. So the dollar value doesn't even matter. Is it the language that they'll get? And I encourage us to really think about what is our love language and is it their love language, because sometimes when it's not, you could think you're giving your best gift. So you could like send them on this amazing trip to, a safari in Africa. And if their love language is physical touch and you're not with them and you're like, I'm sending you on a amazing trip, and they're by themselves, it may not feel like a gift. And so just think about that. Think about your love language and their love language and how you're communicating your love. Because that's really what gifts are about, is a tool of communication. And it should be one of many ways that we express our love and delight and gratitude for people. So write a list of people you want to give gifts to, and start to think about like, what would they like? So notice, what is their love language and how do you want them to feel? And then just start to think about, notice like, what would fulfill that is unique. And if you're constrained by money, then get really creative about what that is, because maybe you won't give them the trip to Paris, but maybe you get them a book or a postcard about Paris and write them a really nice note. If their love language is words of affirmation, that would be really special. So enjoy this season of gift giving. I will say that understanding love languages is a very powerful tool. It will significantly improve your personal relationships with your partner, with your friends, with your spouse, with your kids. And it's also a very creative tool that you can use at work. I know a company that actually has new hires take that quiz of what's their love language, so that the leadership and management can appreciate them in the language that is their love language. And especially when employees or collaborators are putting their skills and talent into your company, it's a fantastic way of appreciating and letting them know that you appreciate them. And that's really the point, is how are we showing our appreciation, our value of other people. I hope these have been really helpful for you to live your last 60 as your best 60.